Just like the scene from Back to the Future, the question in Winnipeg is, who will save the clock tower? The Edmonton Court Clock, better known as the clock in Portage Place, has been sitting in the center of the old mall for almost 40 years. True North says when work started on the Portage Place redevelopment project, they looked for someone to take the old timepiece.
We did canvass widely on the clock tower and got no bites in terms of anybody wanting to take it over.
The clock was first put on display for Winnipeggers in 1903 when it sat on top of the old gingerbread City Hall. When that building was demolished in 1962, the city dismantled the clock and preserved it until 1987 when it was given a new home in the center of Portage Place.
The first public clocks in Winnipeg, so that was a big deal to put those in.
Executive Director of Heritage Winnipeg, Cindy Tugwell, says True North reached out to her to see if she wanted to save the clock. She was shocked to learn the city didn't take it.
Clearly 40 years ago, when they put it in Portage Place, they thought it was important. And in 1962, when it was demolished, they thought it was very important to be able to store it and use it one day in another project. So I explained the need for having to protect it.
Tugwell says she worked with the city to store the clock. She says it's important to preserve our city's history.
I'd like to see someone come to Winnipeg year 400 and say, wow, and were they ever smart 400 years ago that they would protect this?
In a statement to CBC, the city says, the city has taken steps to make sure the tower and mechanics of the clock are preserved with construction now underway at Portage Place. We won't be the long-term owners of the clock, but we are actively looking for a future home for the historic clock. Tugwell would like to see it put on top of the current City Hall building.
And that's where it belongs. It's a city, piece of city's history, very important piece of the city's history.
Tugwell says as far as she knows, the clock is the only piece of memorabilia that was saved from the old City Hall. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.